Dana Smithers, and I'm a certified emotion code practitioner as well as a certified animal Reiki practitioner. So I love working with people and I love working with their animals. So if you're not aware of it, Dr. Bradley Nelson has a brand new book out. It's got a little bit more information in it, more case studies, and it's got everything in there if you wanted to learn how to do emotion code yourself. What's new with this book too, it's got a glossary of all of the emotions that can possibly come up from his emotion code chart. So he's got 60 emotions here, and I'm going to be using this chart to tap into the emotions that Coco is experiencing. So what we've already gone ahead and done, I'm just following the key areas I like to point out. So I've got permission. In this case, with Reiki, we actually try and tap into the animal itself and see if the animal would like to be offered Reiki or not. In some cases, I know that they're not. I had a cat. I sat down with her, offered the Reiki. She looked at me. She got up and left the room. So it's like, okay, because we like the animals to lead with Reiki. So the animal, she didn't like it. That cat did not like it. So what I've done is I have become the proxy. So Ivana is there with her dog Coco in her home. We're doing it over a program where we can both see each other. And so what I'm doing is I have asked Ivana to become the surrogate because I'm not going to get direct answers from Coco, but she's sitting there with Coco so I can tap in, being the proxy, into the subconscious. So Ivana, why don't you go ahead and tell us about the symptoms that Coco had been experiencing and why you called me.
Yes, Coco is pretty active actually, in spite of how she looks right now, super relaxed. But she goes to the dog park with my husband quite often, and we have a yard. She comes out and run around and play around. And about a couple of months ago, we noticed that she started limping her left back paw, on her left back paw. And we went through, like, we didn't even think it was something really serious or it's going to last for long. So for a few weeks, we thought maybe it will go away. You know, the dogs step on things, you know, you never know. We just kind of examined her a little bit to our knowledge. So after a few weeks of that, she still kept limping and it was getting worse. So we went to the vet, and of course the vet have done some basic, you know, x-rays and exams, and didn't really show up anything specific. Okay. We were very happy to eliminate any kind of cancer, anything super serious. Yeah, which was great. But at the same time,
I highly recommend, if you have an animal or a person, you know, get the medical advice that you need as well, because, hi, Coco, because, you know, we're Reiki or emotion code practitioners are not doctors. We are not, you know, some people may know more about the body, but if they've studied the body code as well, but we're not replacing anything. So we like to work in conjunction with, also with naturopaths, with nutritionists, and other healing modalities. So I'm really glad that you did go to the vet. Nothing serious has shown up. So I worked on her last week, and you've noticed some improvement since last week.
We did, Dana. It was quite amazing, and my husband is good with observing her in the park and everything, and she still has, it seems like, a bit of a sensitive paw. But she steps fully steps on the ground with that paw. You can see her being gentle with it, but it's definitely improvement. I was very happy about that. It's
good, as I am as well. And you know, we never know how quickly things will heal or how effective the treatment is going to be, because there is a process that goes along with it. Some people respond more quickly than others, the same with animals. And so, Ivana, what I mentioned to you the other day too is that I'd like to do a little bit of a session with you, just so that you're not transferring your energetic worries onto Coco as well. So why don't we go ahead and do that first, and we'll do that fairly quickly. So do I have permission to be your proxy? in this case?
Sure.
All right. So what I've
Yeah.
done to prepare beforehand is I have a prayer. I've just laminated on my emotion code chart, which I've already done this morning. I usually do it with the client, but I won't do that right now just for brevity's sake here. So I'm just going to go ahead and tap in. So I'm muscle testing. I muscle test like this. So I'm just asking the question, am I able to tap into Ivona's subconscious at this time? Yes. So then I'm just saying, am I Ivona? Yes. Am I Dana? No. Okay. So now I've connected with your subconscious. So I'm just going to ask, do I, Ivona, have the trapped emotion of worry at this time? Yes. Okay. So we got a capital on that worry. So we're just going to go ahead. May I go ahead and release that? Yes. And I'll just ask the question, does this trapped emotion of worry belong to me, Ivona? Yes. All right. May I release it? I get a yes. So I use magnets to demagnetize that energy that's coming up. And the emotion can be the size of, Dr. Brad says, a lemon or the size of a cantaloupe. And this is where the pain can start to happen or feel in your hip or your neck or your shoulders or whatever. Or you can just feel upset and feel off balance. So I've just gone ahead and removed that. So I'm working with the governing meridian, which goes from the top of my lip. And in this case, because I'm doing it on me, I'm just doing it to the back of my neck. If I was doing it in person with Ivona, then I would run it all the way down the back to the end of her spine to just release that. So I just asked the question, did I release it? Yes. All right. And I just ask, are there other trapped emotions that I can release from Ivona that are so that she's calmer about what is going on? So she feels calmer about Coco's health improving. All right, because you're always looking for a yes or no answer. So I'm asking, are they in column A? No. Are they in column B? Yes. Are they in an even row? Yes. So the rows I'm looking at are 2, 4, and 6. 4. So I'm in row 4. So if I looked at row 4 here, and this is the chart that I'm using. So what I'm looking at these emotions right here. So I'm just going to go through them individually. So I'm just going to ask the question, does she have the trapped emotion of depression? No. Frustration? Yes. And I'll go through the whole list. Indecisiveness? Yes. Panic? No. Taken for granted. So when two emotions are together, like that was frustration and indecisiveness, it's called a psychic trauma. So think of it as two emotions trapped together. And we release it in the same way. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to ask the question. Now I'm going to ask the question, does frustration and indecisiveness belong to Ivona? Okay, so it's saying no. When it says no to me, then the next question I ask, is this inherited? So I'm getting a yes, inherited. Oh, Coco, look at you. Such a good girl. All right. So is it inherited? Yes. All right. Then I ask the question, is it inherited on her mother's side? No. On her father's side? So it's inherited on your father's side. So I'm going to ask the question, is it inherited from your father directly? So I'm getting a yes. But otherwise, I could go down, is it your father's mother's side or your father's father? But in this case, it's your father directly. So I'm going to ask the question, may I release it? It says yes. So when I release inherited, I release it with 10 swipes of the magnet. And I'm just going to do these few for you so you don't have to worry about anything. You know, we could, in fact, have a longer session, but I think we'll be good. So did release it? Yes. All right. I'm just going to ask the question now. May I move on to work with Coco directly? Yes. Okay. Am I complete with Ivona? Yes. Okay. So what I also have to do, though, is I just have to break the proxy with you for yourself, Ivona. So now I'm going to ask, you're the surrogate, and I'm going to be the proxy for Coco at this time. So I just asked the question. So I'm not asking, can I tap into your subconscious? I want to tap into Coco's subconscious, but you're the surrogate, so anything that comes through is actually going to be coming through you as well as a surrogate. So Coco, can I tap into the subconscious? Yes, okay, all right, okay, good. All right, so what I'm going to ask right now, are there any more trapped emotions that are in my left paw that I can release at this time? And so I'm getting a nice yes on that. And the first thing I'm going to do is last week, because I like to work with chakras and balance that energy, where his paw is and his hip, that's in the root chakra. So we worked on that last time, and we also worked on the sacral chakra. And then I go through the other chakras to see if there's anything else that needs balancing. So I'm just going to go ahead and ask the questions this time about, are there any trapped emotions that I can release that are trapped in his, that are still lingering in his paw? So yes, so are they in column A? No, they're B. Are they even? No, they're odd. So 1, 3, 5. So I just quickly go down the chart. So 5. So 5 and 4. So the trapped emotion of feeling unsupported. Now, with an animal, it may not make sense or whatever, but I just go with whatever comes up on this chart. I'm not making any emotions up. I'm just doing exactly what I've been trained to do. So at some point, Coco felt unsupported, but I'll find out, does this trapped emotion belong to Coco? It's not, so I'm going to ask, is it inherited? So it's inherited. So I'm going to do the same thing as I do with a human. So was this inherited from Coco's father? No. From his mother? All right. Directly from his mother? No. All right. So was it inherited from his mother's side? No. Mother's father's side. Mother's father's side. So that would be the male parent of her mother. All right. Do I need to go further than that? Nope. All right. So when I ask if this can be released, now, do you know, are any of Coco's parents or grandparents still alive? Do you know?
I'm not aware. No, we adopted Coco at the BCA.
Right. Okay. And
Yeah.
okay. So because we don't know, it's the same kinds of questions I'm going to ask. So wherever, every Reiki and emotion code, the energy work through time, space, and dimensions, past, present, and future. So wherever, that's okay. So wherever the grandparent is and the mother, wherever they are in the ether, the energy, the trapped emotions of unsupported will be released from them. And also, if Coco was not spayed and she was to have pups, then it would also be released from any future generations that if she was to have puppies. All right, long explanation, but that's how it works. All right, so may I release this now? Yeah. So again, it's 10 swipes because it's inherited. And it's nice to see Coco so relaxed as well. She's a lovely dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And something that's nice to see with the animals as well, if they yawn a bit or if they stretch, it's just releasing energy. So that's a good sign. They don't have to do it, but yeah. All right. And I just asked the question, did I release those? Yes. All right. Hey, Coco. Coco.
Where's Dana? Where's Dana? Say hi to Dana.
Hi,
Say
Coco.
hi. Can you see her all right?
I can. She's so sweet. All right. All right. So we release that. All right. Are there other trapped emotions that are causing this limping in the left paw that can be removed? And I always like to say at this time, because we're only going to process a certain number of emotions. So we'll just find out at this time. Yes. Are they an 8? No, they're B. Even? No, they're odd. They're 1, they're 3, they're 5, they're 1. And in this case, a trapped emotion of vulnerability has come up. So at some point in her life, and we'll just see if this belongs to her, does this trapped emotion of vulnerability belong to Coco? Yes, it does. May I go ahead and release it? Yes. So it's just 3 swipes of the magnet, and I release that trapped emotion of vulnerability. That's causing some pain in her paw. Did we release it? Yes. Are there more that I can release? Yes. Are they in A? No, they're in B. B, are they even? No, they're odd. They're 1, they're 3, they're 5. 5 and 2. 5 and 2. Creative insecurity. Now, I know this can seem a funny one with animals, but I'll just see if she's inherited this or not. Does this belong to her? Yes. Can I release it? Yeah. I'll go ahead and release it. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and look in Dr. Brad's glossary here of creative insecurity. So it's we're not talking about art or things that Coco that we might be talking about with another person, but from the glossary, I'll just read it. It says creative insecurity. So feeling unsafe or untrusting of the self about creation or development of anything. And here it says including relationships, family, health, um, money, professional, or artistic endeavors. A feeling of insecurity that arises and blocks the creative process. So I think in a case with an animal, it could have to do with playing, with them being receptive to how they play. Are they, are they being, creative with the toys that they've got when they go out in the field? Are they running around? Are they playing? So again, it may not seem logical, but we're not looking for logic here. We're just looking for the emotions. So I'll just go ahead and release that, releasing creative insecurity. So how does Coco play? You play with her in the home, and does she go out?
We play, sometimes I play a little bit at home, but most of the time she plays in a dog park with other dogs. And
Okay.
she's really good. She's always, we call her a dog police because when she sees other dogs fighting, she would go in between and break that.
Oh,
Like literally,
wow.
she goes between the dogs and just make sure it's just our reception of that, like that's how we see it, but it happens more than once, and we just figure that she just doesn't like any conflict
The
or
conflict, very
fights or
interesting.
anything. She has her moments that if she doesn't like something, she would let the other dog know,
Yeah.
but she's just like this peacemaker. It's so funny.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, she looks like she has a sweet disposition, certainly.
Hmm.
All
Hmm.
right. Okay, let's just go ahead and carry on. So I'm just going to go ahead and ask the question, are there any more trapped emotions in the root chakra that I can release at this time? So I'm getting a yes. So I'm just going to ask, are they in column A or column B? B again, are they even? No, they're odd. So 1, 3, 5. So 1 and 2. So a little bit of heartache. Uh, a little bit of heartache, and I'm just going to find out. Hi, Coco. Coco. Oh, what a pretty girl. Oh, what a pretty girl, Coco.
Come say hi to Dana. Come here.
What a pretty girl, Coco.
Oh,
Oh,
baby.
so beautiful. So
She's
beautiful. She says, what's going on, Mom? Am I on
really
camera? Am I
being a
going to be
good
on
girl.
TV?
She's so pretty. We're happy about
All right,
that.
so heartache. So I'm just going to find out, does this heartache belong to Coco? Yes. All right. Um, so may I release it? So it says no, I can't release it. It belongs to her. So then what I do is I work back from their age to see when it got trapped. And I think you said Coco's about 6.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we'll just find out when this heartache came up for her. So did it happen at the age of 6? No. 5? No. 4? No. 3? No. 2. So around the age of 2, she had felt a little bit of heartache. Now I think you said she went for several different homes before you became her forever home. So it could be then, when they get moved around. I work with a volunteer at the SPCA, and I noticed that, many of the animals do get moved around and they get surrendered. So it's just natural that they feel abandoned and they have some heartache because they could be thinking, they have feelings that, oh, this is where I'm going to be, and then it doesn't work out or whatever. So I'm just going to
Yes.
ask at the age of 2. So may I release that? Yes. Oh, Coco, we'll just release that for you, honey.
Oh.
Just releasing that from this precious little girl.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
100 pounds on me.
All right. Okay. Did we release it? Yes. All right. So I'm just going to ask the questions. Are there any more that we can release from the root chakra? So I'm getting a no on that. So I'm just going to go ahead and ask, are there any other chakras that I need to work on at this time? Yes. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and find out, is it the crown? No. Is it third eye? No. Is it throat? No. Is it the heart? Okay. I'm getting yes on the heart. Okay. So we'll come back to that, to the heart. Is it the solar plexus? No. Sacral? No. And root? We did. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to tap into her heart chakra there just to release any other trapped emotions. And, with humans, we will work on what's called a heart wall. I'm not going to go into that right now, but animals do have heart walls as well. So I'm just going to see. So there's trapped emotions in her heart. Okay, so I'm just going to ask a question. Does Coco have a heart wall? No. Does she have a hidden heart wall? No. Okay. So when we ask, do they have a heart wall, and it's a no, we always go, does she have a hidden heart wall? So she has a no. So she just has a few trapped emotions around her heart, which is not the same as putting up, something literally to block the heart from receiving and giving love fully. And I believe with an adopted animal that it's very logical that they would have a heart wall, but she doesn't. So I'm just going to go ahead and release some from the heart. All right. Are there trapped emotions from the heart? Yes. Are they in A? No, they're B. B, are they even? Even. 6, they're in 2. So trapped emotion of failure is the first one that came up. So failure. So, logically we can think of what that might mean. I mean, it could be she may have felt that she failed because she's now going to another home. But again, I don't look for the logic. I just go with whatever intuitively comes up and what I'm led to on the emotion code chart. So failure. Does this belong to me, Coco? Yes. May I release it? Yes. Do I need to know more? I don't. So 3 swipes, I'm going to release it. All right, releasing that for Coco at this time to release it. Are there more in the heart area that I can release at this time? Yes. All right. Are they in A? 8? No. B even this time? All right. 2, 4, 6. So 6 this time and 3. 6 and 3. So trapped emotion of shock is in her heart chakra. So trapped emotion of shock. Does it belong to her? Yes. May I release it? Okay, may I release it? I got a no, so let's go back to the age. So did this trapped emotion get trapped at the age of 6? No. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, so we're back to 2. I have a strong pull on 2. So a heartache and shock, so that she could have been going to another home at this time. Okay, all right. So again, at the age of 2, do I need to know any more? I don't. So if I got prompted that I need to know more, then I would just continue asking questions that give me a yes or no answer. But that one was released. Did I release it? Yes. Are there more that I can release at this time? So I always say at this time because we don't really know how all of these emotions get processed. Although I will say with Coco, it looks like she's just pretty relaxed, but some animals will like to go out in nature, or they may just lie down and curl up just the same way that people do. So they can process differently. So I'm just going to make sure, are there any more that I can release at this time? So I'm getting a no. As I say, I always like to say at this time, because that's going to let me know that that's enough. So I'm just going to go back to letting go of the proxy that I have through you as a surrogate with Coco. So I'm just going to go back to being Dana. So may I release this connection? Yes. All right. Am I Dana? Yes. Okay. Good connection. Okay. Coco. Just relax, Coco. She's a perfect dog for Reiki because she'll just fall asleep, where a lot of other dogs are a little bit more agitated. So in this case, if I feel that I need to do a Reiki session, which I did do on our last call, then I would do it. But I don't feel there's any need for that right now. And I think you're a lot calmer because you're seeing some of the limping going away as well, and her not being so in pain with that. Yeah. So you can just let me know how Coco does, and then you and I will reconnect about the next session. But yeah, that's it for now, Coco.
Okay, thank you. Can you speak, Coco? Can you speak for Dana? If I get you a treat, will you speak? And let's see. He can speak so well. Hang on, Dana. Stay.
All right. Okay. Coco, what a good girl. Thank you, Coco. Thank you, honey. What's that?
You get it.
Oh, good girl, Coco.
Good job. She can do it without it, but it's okay.
Yeah, she's just absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going to go ahead and stop the recording. So thanks both of you. And again, I'll just check in to see how she's feeling. Bye, Coco. Bye,
Thank
Ivana.
you. Thank you so much.